Hey guys and gals, Malkuth 1974 back at you with episode number 3 of our Kerbal Space Program 1.0 playthrough. Last time we left you, we got into orbit and we did a few extra things here and there. This time I told you we're going to go to the moon, so let's set up this right now. We're going to go explore the moon, and I also noticed that I can grab this test, the Test LV T-45 swivel liquid fuel engine in flight over Kerbin. The vessel I have built for this is that, so now we have 2 active contracts. We're all set there. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to show you guys the vessel I built for going to the moon. Let's open it up. I have aptly named it the Mark III moon rocket. This is very low-tech stuff. Hopefully, my Delta V is 6,207. That's plenty to get into the moon. We are just doing a basic orbit of the moon, and then we're going to re-enter into Kerbin and land. This is now set up correctly to have this whole area be the landing part. We still have the SC9001 Science Junior, and inside the service bay we have our mystery goo stuff, and we'll have Jebediah in there. Now we'll actually bring, we'll take her out. We'll take Valentina in there this time, and that should do it. We're all set. Let's get this baby rolling. We have enough Delta V to take off, and we'll see how this all rolls, I guess. So we need to wait until the moon gets into the right position. Since I have no maneuver nodes, we have to do it this way, for we can. Is that gonna flip over on me? That could be an issue. Let it settle down a little bit. How's that? We do have to wait until the moon. The moon's actually right there. No, what we can do, we can launch into orbit and do it the old-fashioned way, I guess. I hate doing it the old-fashioned way. Anyway, so let's get this up and going. Straighten her out. There we go. Woo! Man, I definitely need to get those stabilizers going. I'm still rocking around a little bit. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. And I'm not if it's because of this parts pack or not. Not the parts pack, but the actual mod that has revamped the parts, and the rockets are just a little bit weird. If I had another SAS unit, I probably could fix a lot of these problems, but I don't, so we won't. There we go. Of course, this is a 3-tier engine. These engines are just, their purpose is to get us that extra height, and this center engine is not firing at all, so once we stage this, the center engine will, this thing has to settle down before I stage these, or we will lose them, and it'll cause issues. There we go. We'll wait on this for a second. Go. Don't flip. Phew. There. Now we have basically a whole full stage to get us to orbit and then to the moon, plus I have the extra service pod stage that will get us to there too. So this definitely has plenty of fuel to do a flyby of the moon, or actually in this case we'll be doing an orbit and then doing some science and then other things. We can flatten this out now. I probably should have done that a long time ago. Not paying attention to my altitude here. I'm going to lower this a little bit. There we go. Could also be that she is such a low tier pilot that she doesn't even have all the stuff yet, so it could be that she's just not that great of a pilot yet. This will definitely make her better. Should get her up to tier 2, I believe, if we orbit Kerbin, then we orbit the moon. There we go, 59, 60. Want to go right to 70? There we go, 75 should do. See how I got my PE up? You can tell by how spread the node is right now, or this this orbital line means I don't have too much of a PE to get into orbit, and then we can get to the moon, and I'll show you how we'll do that next. Let's get this thing. We are in 4x physical time acceleration. You can't actually time accel until we get into a 70,000 meter altitude, which is space in Kerbal terms. And there we go. F5 this. We do have quick save available. There we go. Get this into hopefully better position. And bang. We are at 75. That probably went to 81. Yeah. So now she is in orbit. That gave her a little bit of a up and up. So where is the moon? It's right there. So we need to wait until it's on the horizon. Again, I don't have maneuver nodes, so I can't use maneuver nodes to get there. So what I'm going to do is the very classic thing we used to do before we ever had maneuver nodes was to wait until the moon gets on the horizon, and then you burn directly towards it. We'll get you there every time. There it is. Probably not quite on the horizon yet. I am retrograde right now, so we do need to flip this over. We do have a lot of fuel left in this stage, and there's enough in this stage to get us to the moon and orbit it. We don't have to orbit at a you know, too low of an orbit, so I'm gonna save as much fuel as I possibly can. I do have engineer on this though, so I should set this up to yeah, the engineer is actually in the service bay. There we go. So let's do some time acceleration until we see the moon. There it is. Perfect timing, and we will start our burn. We should lose this stage at some point. I'm just going to watch my apoapsis height for now, for I can stage just at the right time. I don't have that set up yet. I'll set it up in a second. So there you go, we lost that stage. Use this. And we should be on our way to the moon. What we want is this white line to meet the white line of here. Again, we don't have any type of warning or conics to tell us when we're changing sphere of influence, so we need to, this way is usually how you can decide if you actually will be there or not. Usually this works. Let me see. I'm going to slow it down just a tad. And that should do it. Go just a little bit ahead of it. That should be alright. So that should get us to the moon. If not, we'll miss it, but not a big deal. Let me set up this and I'll be right back. Set up my not my back jump, my flight engineer to give me the stuff that I actually want. My current delta V in this vessel is 1468, which, like I said, is plenty to get us into orbit and back to Kerbin. I like to have my orbital period, my eccentricity and my inclination, my periapsis height and my apoapsis height, and my altitude at terrain level is another one of those things. We have the altitude at sea level right here, which is fine. So let's see if we can get to the moon. I believe I don't have, yeah, I can't even do the other types of time acceleration. Yeah, well, it looks like we'll hit it. Yeah, we'll definitely get into orbit. So there we go. We got into a good orbit of that. Let's fix this, because right now we are heading directly towards a bad situation with the moon. We're going to crash into it. We don't want that to happen. Is that outside or inside? No, that's inside. Let's push this out a little bit. I'm going to use my markers on here. That's the wrong way. And we'll try this one. There we go. Get my periapsis up. How far do we want to go? I don't want to lose too much. I want to get to about 100. There we go. And then we'll put it into orbit, and we'll go from there, which will give us some of our... Hey, I wonder why the... Oh, I see where it wanted. Hey, we should have finished that. I'm not sure why that didn't work. So we got to achieve orbit around the moon, transmit or recover scientific data from space around the moon. We can do that. We can do that now. Let's see. Let's try this out. I'm going to do a crew report, and I'm going to send that out right now. Hopefully we don't lose too much. What? I didn't put the comms device on there? Ah, crap. If you wanted to know what the lights are something that's added by the mod that changes all this stuff. It adds just a little light in there. It's kind of cool. I don't know if it actually costs us any fuel or not, but we're this high, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. I'm going to take a mystery goo observe right now, which will give us 20. I'm going to keep that. Close this up. Yeah, so if you look at the actual what it wants us to do, we're going to do the achieve the orbit. We're going to transmit or recover. We'll do that when we land. We won't do the land on the moon or the land on the surface. Do this stuff. We don't have the technology yet to actually land on the moon. The fact that we're actually flying by the moon this close in the campaign is quite cool. But let's get this thing ready to go. What are we looking at? Yeah, I don't want to lose any power. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yeah, you gotta make sure you don't do that. I have a tendency to do that a lot. So I gotta burn retrograde to get us into an orbit. There we go. Don't want to lose too much here. We're at a very strange orbit, though. That's kind of odd. Wonder how that happened. Oh, it's because of the way I flipped it. That's alright. We can still do this. So, we're now in orbit, so that should have achieved that. The only other thing we can achieve is when we actually land, but I'm going to pick up some more mystery goo stuff here. Open that up. And we'll open this one up. This one should have been view data. It's space high over the moon, so that is fine. We'll keep that. So this one should be low over the moon. No, we're still high. Huh. Nope, reset. Guess we gotta get closer. What is... I wonder why that's still saying we're high. I can fix that. We'll just go a little bit lower. Did I just lose all my power? No. Why you no turn? Oh, there you go. Jeez. So we'll bring our periapsis down to... That should do it. If not, then something's wrong. There we go. Wait till we get to the periapsis, and we will do our... Where is it? There it is. It's our mystery goo. Near the moon. That's good. That's another 30. And we can't EVA yet. So I already did a crew report, right? I wish I could have sent it. Wish I could have sent it. So I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. Let me that's good. So let's get back to Kerbin. We'll close this up. And this is going to be a little difficult because of the way I am at an angle. I'm in an inclination here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of burn away, or burn out, I should say. This got me all messed up now. But I'll get us as close as we can. I don't want to lose all of my delta V, but we definitely want to get out of the moon's sphere of influence. There we go. Again, I don't have any conics to tell me when things are changing. So this should change us, I believe. Could be wrong. Yep, there we go. So there is that. So up here we'll have to do another change. We'll bring the P down before we can actually re-enter Kerbin's sphere of influence. Not sphere, but do a re-entry. There we go. And close that down. We should have plenty of fuel. We should. At 19, that should do it, I would say. Let's bring it down to 12, 8. That's good. Do some quick save in here. And we'll fast forward it. Or time accelerate. I always say fast forward. I don't know why. It's not a big deal. And there we go. We do want to lose this now, so we will stage this. See, I got my heat shield there. We'll re-enter this way. Do have 2 parachutes on here to help alleviate some of the weight that is on here. Hopefully the heat shield will protect everything. We'll be all set there. It should. Shouldn't have any issues. I don't foresee any issues there, at least. Of course, I'm landing in the dark. Just have to make sure that we don't lose all our power. That would be bad. We are coming in pretty hot, so hopefully this heat shield will do. The ablative armor is definitely working. And I seem to be keeping... Hopefully the weight is still out back here and we don't flip over like we did last time. We shouldn't because we don't have an empty tank in between us. Yeah, we're doing fine. There we go. So yeah, this re-entry pod does fine on its re-entry. Wondering if it's balanced. No, it's not balanced. So yeah, I definitely have to keep the SAS on or it will flip over. We are at 11,000. How much ablative did that use up? Only about 42 ablative on that one. That's not too bad. Like that. Let me see where I am power-wise. We're still fine power-wise. I have my SAS, so anytime your SAS is actually fighting anything, it's using it up. That's why it doesn't do anything in space, because it's not fighting anything, so it's not being used. So you definitely want to make sure you have enough electric charge to keep controlling your vessel if you can open those parachutes. I'm not too concerned about it at this point. We're at 4,000. Yeah, so we're right over the sea, so I'm not too concerned about this. I'm going to open my chutes up at 2,000 in this case. And here we go. 2,000. Both chutes are open. Should be slowing us down. Once we hit 500, they'll open completely, and we should be all set. And Valentina Kerbin will be the most highly ranked pilot we have. So that definitely will slow us down to a very, very nice speed where we won't crash and burn and die and all that stuff. There we go. Woohoo! Yeah, it's gonna take a few seconds to land, I think. I don't ever like to hit the water with time acceleration because I don't trust time acceleration, so things you don't want to do. So let's recover the vessel. And we are fine there. So my science is at 108 now, which is awesome. We'll go unlock some stuff now. Parts wise, I keep getting the same amount of funds back. And she only advanced to level 1. Okay, that's fine. So we got 2 level 1 pilots now. Hopefully that will help. Let's go unlock some stuff. We definitely want to get these stabilizers, so let's do that. And I might be the only thing I can do because these are 90. And one of the things that we do want to have eventually, if I can find it, is that it right there? Yeah, the fuel ducts. We need the fuel ducts. That'll give us much more operating room. And the fuel ducts come with the FL800. So this is probably something I'm going to go for next. I just wanted to get these stabilizers in there. Also gave us a branded coupler. Nice. Alright. And what do we have here? These are that. I do have an SAS unit there. And if I could unlock this, and I can get my first rechargeable battery pack and the 2-hot thermometer, which would give us more science, and I can have a Stay Putnik Mark 1, where we could, in theory, start doing satellite missions. So I think I'm going to grab that just for now, because I did say that we need to get the rechargeable batteries. So our next objective is to get the fuel systems and electronics. Both of those are 90, so we need a lot more science. That'll give us our solar cell panels and some more batteries and some lights and stuff like that. But again, guys, that will have to be another episode. So this is Malkuth 1974. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you later. Malkuth, out of here.